Today on Good Morning Maine, Governor Mills is standing by her decision to block a number of bills from becoming law.
Plus, we'll ride along with the state police as troopers try to boost driving safety ahead of the busy summer season.
And we'll head to the opening of Beal's Lobster Pier for a live interview. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. It is the start of the summer tourism season. We saw some pictures when we were live at Beal's earlier today. A beautiful morning out there. Got some cloud cover, and we can expect that as the day rolls along. Maybe a chance of some passing showers or thunderstorms later on, but it's going to be warm. Certainly a nice springtime in Maine. Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. We offer a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 cash drawing. Stop by with your returnables and enter for a chance to win. Alrighty, this morning we're watching for a little bit of fog that's developing in a few areas this morning. Looks like parts of Washington County dealing with a little bit of that this morning, especially up near the Caribou area, seeing some fog as well. So it's hit and miss this morning, so definitely be careful with the fog if you do venture out for work or school today. Meanwhile, though, here's the rain that's developing, especially across the northern parts of the state. They'll be dealing with that throughout the daytime period today. It's a little bit farther down to the south, but I do think most of us will stay on the drier side of things today, as most of this rain should stay rather down toward the south by the Boston area and maybe the southwestern parts of the state as well. Futurecast showing that rain in the northern parts of the state. Notice that other rain stays away from us. A little bit of development possible this afternoon before we start to lose some of the cloud cover coming up later on tonight and the parts of tomorrow as well. As for the winds, not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour or so, although very light and variable, so not too much of a wind expected today, tonight, or even for tomorrow either. So for today, here we go, lower 70s most of the county with a few thunderstorms across our northern counties with a light and variable wind. Coming up for tonight, here we go, partly cloudy, lows in the lower 50s, areas of dense fog with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a mostly cloudy sky, maybe a few showers of storms, especially across our northern counties. Temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. We'll check in with you a little later on. Fire crews had their hands full with a stubborn fire yesterday in Winslow. Several fire departments responded to a commercial building after receiving reports of a working fire. The Winslow Fire Department responded just after 10 a.m. to the Kennebec River Park development. Upon arrival, no flames were visible, but heavy smoke was coming from a warehouse. According to Winslow's fire chief, Michael Murphy, the commercial space is owned by Martin's. However, the building impacted is being leased by Huhtamaki Food Packaging Company. According to the fire chief, the building was filled with stacks of shredded paper that were burning, making it quite difficult to isolate the source of the fire.
So they're 3,000-pound bales, and they were stacked about 7 high. And once they get wet, they get weak and they fall over. So we did a tactical withdrawal because we had bales that were dropping, 7 feet high down, and the fire was contained to the building of origin, and we weren't going to risk firefighters' life over paper.
Chief Murphy says only one person was inside the warehouse at the time of the fire, and they did not sustain any injuries. The fire was isolated to one building, and the rest of the commercial space remained operational throughout the day. The extent of the damage to the interior is unclear at this time.
Well, meanwhile, the State Fire Marshal's office, or the State Fire Marshal, was in the hot seat on Wednesday, answering questions from the Government Oversight Committee following a negative report about conditions within the department itself. That report came from the state watchdog agency OPEGA, which surveyed employees of the Fire Marshal's office and found a number of complaints regarding a toxic work environment and a lack of response to employee concerns. State Fire Marshal Richard McCarthy, who took on the role in March of last year, told the committee that they're already working on improving morale.
We are continually working on improving our current work culture. This is an ongoing process that will take some time for us to complete and accomplish. We're fully committed to seeing this through with the support of the Commissioner, a great staff who are committed to change.
Addressing all of the problems listed in OPEGA's report, the workplace culture and environment will improve.
Governor Mills is defending her position to not allow any of the 35 bills passed on veto day by the legislature to become law. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with the governor to learn more.
It is unprecedented for the legislature to have taken up that much business on veto day. On Friday, the legislature returned for Veto Day, a one-day extension to their legislative session to address any bills vetoed by the governor. Aside from handling the vetoes, they also passed a number of bills aimed at spending unallocated funds in the budget. Governor Mills says it's unprecedented for the legislature to have passed additional bills on Veto Day, which is why she decided not to sign any of the bills, effectively vetoing them.
35 bills ended up on my desk of a variety of sorts, and there's a lot of merit to many of them.
One of those bills would have created a standard of tracking rape kits in police departments across the state. Governor Mills says it's within the powers of the executive branch to do that without passing legislation.
I feel strongly that we have to respect the rights of survivors of sexual assault. I always have taken that position. And that's why my Department of Public Safety is working on making sure all police departments are tracking sexual assault kits, so-called rape kits, making sure we're not losing anything in the process, making sure that all offenders are brought to justice.
Governor Mills adds her main reason for not signing the bills into law is because those bills were likely to face significant legal challenges.
In my opinion, the bills that were passed, if they were allowed to become law, would have been subject to serious legal question. We'd be held up in the courts for some time, and in my view, they didn't have sufficient legal merit to be enacted and consume that kind of time and energy.
Governor Mills encourages lawmakers instead to reflect on what they did accomplish over the 2 years of the 131st legislature.
Think about what we did get done this session. I mean, there were almost 2,300 bills filed. Nearly 1,000 of them came to my desk, and I read them. Between 700 and 800 of them I signed into law.
Governor Mills says the sponsors of those last-minute bills should resubmit any of the bills not signed when the 132nd legislature convenes in December. At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, there was a happy ending in the search for a missing woman from Sullivan. The Hancock County Sheriff's Department reports that Suzanne Mingle has been located. She was reported missing Tuesday and was wearing pajamas when she vanished. The Warden Service, Sullivan firefighters, and others all joined in the search. No word on where Mingle was finally located.
Roughly 7 weeks after a fatal shooting incident, Brewer's public safety director has returned to duty. Brewer police responded to a report of a robbery at the Brewer Walmart back in March. Chief Jason Moffitt responded to the area and confronted 39-year-old Barry Chick on the Greenpoint Road. Officials say Chick refused to comply with commands and was shot when he appeared to be reaching for a weapon. Chief Moffitt was then placed on administrative leave, which is standard protocol, and multiple investigations were put into the incident. An internal review found that Moffitt followed proper procedures and was cleared to return to duty. The Attorney General's office is also investigating and is expected to release its findings in the near future.
Well, it's been a deadly year on Maine's roads, and as we enter the summer tourism season, the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety is urging motorists to drive safely out there. Our David Ledford has more.
The number of traffic deaths in Maine is up this year.
On average, speeds are higher, seatbelts are an issue.
And as warmer temperatures bring more drivers to the state, officials are hoping to keep that number from rising.
According to the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety, there have already been 49 reported traffic fatalities this year. That's an increase from the 29 previously reported at this same time last year.
The Bureau's director says this continues an up and down trend in traffic deaths seen over the last few years. She says that years with fewer than 30 deaths by early May have been followed by years with more than 40 by the same time.
Part of it is what we call the 100 deadliest days of summer, which starts on Memorial Day and runs through Labor Day. And some of that has to do with the tourists that come during that period of time, but it also has to do with just more people in general being on the road. And so if the weather's not great, fewer people are coming into the state.
According to the Bureau, teen drivers accounted for 9% of last year's fatal crashes. And pedestrians, motorcyclists, and bicyclists are the most vulnerable on the road.
It's not just numbers that we're talking about, it's real people.
I've been to some pretty bad crashes. Get that pit in your stomach, so you don't know who that person is, if they have kids, if they have a wife, if they're a grandfather, or if it's, if it's a kid that's deceased. Buckle up, put the cell phones away, don't drive impaired, and you should have a safe drive.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Real good advice, especially as more people are out there running around the roads too.
Yep.
We got to kind of step up paying attention.
Definitely getting busier.
Yeah.
All right, the time now is 8:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, there are new rules in place for people who want to operate short-term rentals in Brewer. We'll have the details.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. We can expect a mostly cloudy day with a chance of thunderstorms. The highs will be around 72 degrees. Partly cloudy with areas of dense fog overnight, lows in the low 50s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a chance of rain, the highs around 75. We'll be right back.
Crockett's Excavation and Auto Repair, located in Ellsworth, does it all. Whether you're looking to clear a lot, put in a driveway or road, or establish proper drainage, Crockett's Excavation has you covered. Crockett's Excavation takes pride in the fact that our work stands the test of time. Reach out today for a free estimate.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice. And long-lasting Gain scent beads, part of the irresistible scent collection from Gain.
Planet Oats so creamy and not watery like.
Exactly, and unsweetened, has 0 grams of sugar.
And don't forget, it's an excellent source of calcium.
Wow, Planet Oat really has it all.
You guys are so right. No, you are.
No, you are.
No, you are. Yeah, you are.
The $1 Million Music Game Show returns.
I love this show!
With one simple rule.
We need you to remember the lyrics of the song.
So come on, every guy. Wow.
Niecy Nash hosts Don't Forget the Lyrics. Premieres May 23rd on Fox.
Crockett's Excavation and Auto Repair, located in Ellsworth, does it all. Whether you're looking to clear a lot, put in a driveway or road, or establish proper drainage, Crockett's Excavation has you covered. Crockett's Excavation takes pride in the fact that our work stands the test of time. Reach out today for a free estimate.
I say go for it.
Tonight.
I can see your 1, 2, 3, 6 voices. Can they sing or not?
Nailed it.
America's favorite guessing game returns. Then.
Could this farmer have found a wife?
It's the unforgettable reunion with unexpected guests.
I wanted you to figure it out. I just didn't think it would take you so long.
And everyone's wondering.
Are you two still together?
Farmer Wants a Wife reunion season finale after the all-new return of I Can See Her Voice tonight on Fox.
In Washington, Senator Angus King highlighted the need for better access to the Katahdin Woods and Waters National Monument. The Senate National Parks Subcommittee led a hearing with the National Park Service to discuss some of the challenges and opportunities facing America's favorite public recreation areas. Senator King recently reintroduced legislation that would authorize additional access points to Katahdin Woods and Waters National Monument by giving the Park Service permission to acquire land from willing donors or sellers. It would use the land to better connect the monument to the Millinocket region and major roadways, boosting the appeal of the park and economic activity in the region.
One of the issues that we want to pay special attention to in this is that this is a logging area.
Yes.
And it will remain so. And we want to be sure that the access is safe. And I hope that you can continue to work with the commercial logging community to ensure that there will not be an impedance of their work, but also that visitors can access the monument safely.
King says the bill expressly forbids the use of eminent domain to acquire the land. He says the land will be used to build a road and will not extend the size of the monument.
The city of Brewer is adding some new rules for short-term rentals. Brewer now joins a long list of Maine cities, adding regulations on short-term rentals like Airbnbs and vacation properties. Operators of these rentals must now obtain a license and keep track of a tenant's length of stay. Brewer's mayor says the regulations are intended to enforce checks and balances, such as working smoke detectors, in order to promote the safety of tenants. She says these new rules will treat Airbnbs more like commercial businesses.
So our goal or intention is to
align this in such a fashion that it's not prohibiting people from doing it, but we're making sure that there's a checklist and that there's checks and balances to make sure that there's some safety issues that could be addressed.
The rules were unanimously agreed upon by Brewer's city councilors.
Hamden Academy hosted the 2024 Maine Special Olympics for Piscataquis, Penobscot, and Hancock counties. Our Callie Warren has the story.
Go athletes! Woo! Competitors traveled to Hamden for some friendly competition.
Because I have to run like the wind. Because I have to win like I'm going to run like Speedy.
And hundreds of families, friends, and volunteers came out to cheer on competitors in the 2024 Piscataquis, Hancock, and Penobscot County Special Olympics. Athletes say the events aren't about winning. Instead, there's an emphasis on having fun.
Because I love it, and I'm glad I came here.
I've been doing Special Olympics for 20 years. My favorite part of the event is doing my best and doing everything I can to make sure my dreams are fulfilled.
Organizers say the games are accessible for athletes of every ability and skill level to ensure that all participants are able to enjoy the event.
We have everything from a 10-meter walk to a mile run and softball throw to shot put, enough for everyone to be included, and that's what it is about, inclusivity.
So it just makes my heart happy to be able to see the community being so inclusive and welcoming of this event.
The sun is shining on us, the athletes are smiling, the energy is palpable.
To cheer on their fellow athletes, some offered these words.
Do your best, and that's all you can do. Just want to tell everybody to do a good job today.
Have fun. If I don't win, that's okay. Just have fun.
In Hamden, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Such a great event. So many happy people out there, the supporters, the athletes alike. And one of the things I love about the Special Olympics is it gets these kids together with other kids, and they make really lifelong friendships because a lot of them will be doing this for years. And it's easy to put a smile on your face.
Yeah, I think a lot of the folks who work with the kids and adults too were really happy. I have a Facebook friend who was one of the folks working there yesterday, and he had a great time. And it's like it's like field day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Just making everybody happy.
Good stuff.
Yep.
All right, the time now is 8:17. Right after the break, Devin Dagnall will be live at Beal's Lobster Pier, or excuse me, not live. He was live last hour. It's a recording now, but he was at Beal's to talk about opening day.
Time to go get your lobster, dear.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have that and your forecast coming up on Good Morning Maine.
People ask me all the time, are those commercials really true? Does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. We really have gotten millions of dollars for Mainers hurt by commercial vehicles. And the insurance companies know when you call the twos, we're going to fight for you. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Detail 207, an average guy with the knowledge and skills to fully detail your vehicle. From cars and trucks to big rigs and motorcycles, we detail it all. If it has wheels and it isn't as clean as you'd like it to be, give me a call and we'll set up an appointment today. 659-2995.
Shine on a dime with your average guys at Detail 207.
You can't leave without cuddles, but you also can't leave covered in hair. With Bounce Pet, you can cuddle and brush that hair off. Bounce, it's the sheep.
What I'm doing, getting right to it. Money is talking, I'm flowing, it's coming in, just not do it. Oh my goodness,
Major League Baseball, all season long on Fox.
lobster yet this year?
No.
Yeah.
Not
no?
quite yet.
Yeah, we don't really eat a lot of lobster during the winter, but this time of year it really starts
it's
getting
hard shell.
appetizing. Yeah, we had them over the weekend for Mother's Day. And
nice.
I want more now.
Yeah, right. Well, I know a place that you can, and Devin was there last hour. He was in Southwest Harbor at Beal's Lobster Pier to talk about opening day.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah. Here's Devin Dagnall with that footage.
Listen, it's been a really tough last 6-7 months for everybody on this island. I think everybody, Beal's included, and everybody else that's opening up their businesses this summer is really looking forward to putting the winter behind us and putting our foot forward and moving forward and looking forward to a great summer season. So we're all really excited to get there.
Now, I know you guys were fairly fortunate from the winter storms this year. You didn't get hit too hard. I know, the island, it got hit pretty bad. What are you guys seeing as we go into this season throughout the island, not just here at Beal's?
Yeah, sure. We were pretty fortunate, but I mean, we took our hits too and took our lumps as well. But I can tell you the one thing about this community and being a resident here is the resiliency of it. Everybody, worked together, was there for everybody, and had everybody's back and helped when we needed to, and put everybody first. And now we're ready to put everything that we've worked on for the last 6-7 months and work right ahead and move forward and put that resiliency right on display for everybody as the tourists get here. So we're really looking forward to it. Really exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were telling me a little bit before, it's not going to be too crazy for the first few days here. It's going to give you some time to loosen up, get the staff all ready.
Sure.
When is that first day going to be where it's like, oh, this is the beginning of summer. This is when it really kicks off?
We always say the first kickoff of summer is Memorial Day weekend for sure. That's going to be our first stress test, as we like to say. But then we get closer to July 4th. That's really when things start hopping around here, especially on MDI. So gives us some time to really test our systems and test our might and get ourselves right and ready and prepared for what's coming. So I'm really looking forward to it. We're excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And like we said before, it's 92 years of Beal. I mean, 10 years is an achievement. Doing that 9 times over and then some, that's amazing. You guys aren't doing anything too crazy to celebrate. You said you're just happy to be here. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we're just incredibly fortunate to be here and having our 92nd season. After the winter we just had and still being in business and people still wanting to come visit us and hang out with us and eat lobsters and all that kind of stuff, we're just incredibly fortunate to still be here. And we're looking forward to not just our 92nd year, but our 93rd and our 94th, and God willing, our 194th. So we're really looking forward to it, and we're really excited to see everybody.
Okay, well, we'll be checking back in with you guys as the season goes on. Is there anything in the pipeline that people need to be aware of for this year?
No, I mean, it's going to be another year of lobsters and fun at Beal's. It's a really exciting time for us. The island's hopping, everybody's ready, we're humming, we're excited for it, and we hope to see everybody down on MDI between now and the end of the season.
All right, well, guys, come out, get your lobster roll. I've had a couple here. I know they're great. For now, back to you, Emma and Craig.
Sounds great.
Yep.
A little overcast down there on the coast this morning, but still beautiful morning down there.
It's warm.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah, we're talking lobster already,
Yeah. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. We offer a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 cash drawing. Stop by with your returnables and enter for a chance to win. Alrighty, here we go. Wayfind's very quiet out there this morning at around 1 to 2 feet according to the buoys. No advisories in effect along the coastline or on land for that matter either. Just seeing a little bit of dense fog developing near the Caribou area, possibly in Washington County again this morning. Very hit and miss with regards to the fog, so if you encountered some this morning, just make sure your low beam lights or your fog lights are turned on so people can see you. Otherwise, though, we have rain across the northern parts of the state this morning. No lightning with this. Lightning tracker is on, but we are seeing just a few rain showers this morning. Otherwise, near Bangor, it's looking rather dry. We will be staying dry today along and south of Bangor with most of the rain and even a few rumbles of thunder across the northern parts of the state. What's developing right about in here right now, not too far away from Boston or New York, will stay to the south, and if anything, start to fizzle out as the day progresses on. So futurecast moving forward, showing a little bit of rain across the northern parts of the state today with a little bit more development taking place during the afternoon period. Coming up later on tonight, we will be under a partly cloudy sky, maybe areas of dense fog on the way as we head towards Friday morning. Then a small chance for a shower to develop during the afternoon period, especially across our northern counties yet again. The ones we head towards Friday night, that tapers off. Possibly some clouds or fog on the way again as we head towards early Saturday morning. I'm going to run this awareness over the next few days, though, showing the potential for precipitation basically between now and Sunday evening. So not a whole lot of rain on the way, maybe up to 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain overall. And it looks to be about it there. Maybe a little bit of wind on the way in a few spots today, maybe a quick gust up to 10 to 15 miles per hour today, but otherwise the winds do not look to be a big deal at all today, tonight, or for tomorrow either, looking rather quiet at best. Maybe a quick gust up to 15 to 20 miles per hour late, and that looks to be about it for your Friday. Average high temperature is 66 degrees, lower 70s today, middle 70s for your Friday. We're back in the lower 70s Saturday and a Sunday, middle 70s Monday, and upper 70s. That'll feel warm Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. For today, here we go. A few thunderstorms across our northern counties, otherwise mostly cloudy with highs in the lower 70s with a light and variable wind. Coming up for tonight, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog, lows in the lower 50s with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a few rain showers, highs in the mid 70s with a southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. Mostly cloudy on Saturday with highs in the low 70s. Mostly cloudy again for your Sunday with highs also in the low 70s. Partly cloudy Monday with highs in the mid 70s.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously.
Get 2 sausage McMuffin with egg or bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits for $4.50.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Fires, floods, burst pipes. Disasters happen, but the mess they leave behind doesn't have to last. For 40 years, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration has been there to help Mainers get back to the closest to normal as they can. When your property is at its worst, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is at their best, and they have been for 4 decades. Put your trust in the Bouchard team. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest.
Great Scott! This is Green Bear 420 in 2010. What kind of trip is this? I gotta get back to 2023. Wait, it's 2015. So much has changed. In 2023, we had a lot more glass, t-shirts, and novelties. It's gonna take a bolt of lightning to get me home. Finally, home at last. Now Green Bear 420, Green Bear Green Care is bigger and better than ever. To be continued.
Thousands of kids like Grayson and Elliot receive care at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center each year. You can help them by supporting the Summer Classic for Maine Kids. This golf tournament will help kids receive care at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center by raising funds to ensure that health care is available today, tomorrow, and in the years ahead. Every dollar raised helps kids get back to the business of being kids. For more information about the tournament and how to register, please visit northernlight.org/orkids.
If you have to ask why it's important to start your day early, here's your answer.
Kick your morning routine into high gear with any sized iced coffee for just $1.99.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back, everyone. A suspect is in custody this morning for the shooting of the Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico. Local media reporting the incident took place in Handlova Wednesday, where Fico came to meet supporters. The pro-Russian leader was shot 5 times and hit in the stomach. He was transported by helicopter to the hospital for treatment. Slovakia's deputy prime minister says Fico is in very serious but stable condition. The deputy prime minister describes the assassination attempt as politically motivated. Fico is considered a controversial figure for halting arms and aid to Ukraine, and Western Europeans worry that he will reverse course of support for Ukraine's fight against Russia.
And Russian President Vladimir Putin is visiting China's President Xi in a show of mutual support. The meeting comes as Russian troops move further in Ukraine. Western sanctions over Russia's invasion of Ukraine have driven the two countries closer together. To get around sanctions, Russia has shifted most of its energy exports to China, and Beijing has been supplying Moscow with technology, electronics, and machine tools, which is seen as assisting its war efforts. Over the past week, Russia has made its largest advance into Ukraine since the start of its invasion, displacing about 8,000 people from the Kharkiv region. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Antony Blinken was in Ukraine to show support and assure the country that billions of dollars in military aid is on the way.
Palestinians gather in Ramallah, commemorating the day of their mass expulsion from what is now Israel. The day is called Nakba, which is Arabic for catastrophe. Some 700,000 Palestinians fled or were driven from their homes before and during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War that followed Israel's establishment. More than twice that number have since been displaced since the October 7th attacks. UN agencies report more than a quarter of Gaza's population has been displaced in just the last week alone due to Israeli forces pushing into Rafah. A priest in Ramallah says the events in Gaza yesterday are evidence that Nakba is ongoing, as Gaza's health ministry says over 35,000 Palestinians have been killed since that October 7th attack, and the UN says northern Gaza is now in a full-blown famine.
President Biden and former President Trump have agreed to debate. There will be 2 debates. The first is a little more than a month away, the earliest ever for a general election. It's seen as a campaign surprise that both men have agreed to debate. President Biden accepted Trump's challenge, saying, "Make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice." And Trump firing back with, "Let's get ready to rumble." The first debate is weeks away on June 27th on CNN, and the second is less than 2 months away before Election Day on September 10th. The first debate will be before either man is named the official nominee of their parties, the earliest in U.S. history. Both will be one-on-one, no live audience.
Look forward to that. There'll be some fireworks during those debates as well.
Definitely.
Go ahead, make my day.
That's so silly.
I think they're
silly.
funny. Yeah.
All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, the Maine Forest and Logging Museum will host their annual Alewife Day this weekend.
We'll hear about that, plus that full weather forecast coming up after the break.
Oof, gotta get rid of this.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh?
It helps remove odors 3 times better than detergent alone.
It worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh.
People ask me all the time, does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
What do heavy rain, extreme heat, and flying lumber all have in common? They're just a few of the things we use to test our replacement windows. At Renewal by Andersen, we put our windows through the worst because your home deserves the best. Renewal by Andersen acclaimed custom replacement windows. Call or visit us online today to get some incredible savings. Affordable financing, too.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 16th, 2024. It's also National Endangered Species Day.
This is a day to consider the dwindling populations of certain animals and to work together to help. The environmental conservation movement didn't gain traction until the mid-1800s, and scores of animal species have vanished since that time. Development by humans, climate change, and other factors have all led to their decline. America's Endangered Species Act of 1973 was created to help reverse the trend by providing a framework for protection, but many species of animals remained threatened today, and insects as well. I always immediately think of our pollinators. That's a really pressing issue.
I was reading this morning that 99% of all the animal species that have lived on planet Earth since man began have disappeared. So it's an incredible number. So we only have like 1% of the species left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, something to think about on this day.
Yep.
All right, on this day in history, back in 1866, the U.S. Congress approved the 5-cent nickel, and Emma doesn't like it at all.
No, it's like a fake quarter.
A useless coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about a dime? How do you feel about dimes?
Dimes are useful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nickels I will use in the vending machine to get a Diet Coke, so I guess it does have a purpose. My bank doesn't take coins anymore, though.
Oh, really?
So any of the coins, obviously, like quarters are sought after, but still.
Yeah, I keep them in a little ashtray in my truck, and
me too.
If I need them, then
me too.
they're there. All right, in 1929, the first Oscar Awards were held to recognize greatness on the silver screen. They were held for the first time at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel in Los Angeles. In 1943, the nearly month-long Warsaw Ghetto Uprising came to an end as German forces crushed the Jewish resistance. And on a brighter note, in 1965, SpaghettiOs were sold for the very first time. You can go get an instant meal in a can.
Yeah.
So.
And they were never for me.
No.
I don't really like them. Yeah. I get it, though. I get the appeal.
Like I said earlier, you pair it with a nice Merlot and some nice garlic bread. Then you have yourself
Maybe
a fancy
if I try
dinner.
it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to,
It's
I
gourmet.
live like a bachelor, you know. So, you know.
That's okay. In 1985, scientists mentioned for the first time the presence of a hole in the ozone layer over the South Pole. In 1986, the movie Top Gun, starring Tom Cruise, was released to the public and quickly became a hit. In 1988, the U.S. Surgeon General announced that nicotine was as addictive as heroin or cocaine and called for the licensing of tobacco product vendors. And in 1991, Queen Elizabeth became the first British monarch to address a joint session of the U.S. Congress. And in 2022, the U.S. death toll from COVID-19 hit 1 million people.
I think we forget about that sometimes, about what a big catastrophe it was just a few years ago. Imagine something else, a single event causing 1 million deaths, then it would get your attention.
Absolutely. It was a majorly traumatic event for a lot of folks.
Well, today's birthdays include actress Megan Fox, who is 38 years old today. Actor Pierce Brosnan is 71. He used to play Remington Steele. Remember that? Oh, you don't remember that.
No, I don't remember.
It was a long time ago. He was 007, along with a lot of other things.
Right. I've seen those 007 movies, though. Yeah.
And musician Janet Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Is that what that line is?
No, that's Outcast.
Oh, okay, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, she's 58 years old today.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah, no, there's a song. There's a line in the song. I'll have to figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah. We're talking about 3 different things.
It's not really
and
the genre.
And they don't have to do with Janet.
No, it's not the genre I really follow anyway. But
okay.
Anyway, the weather today, more clouds, just a chance of a thundershower. Shower.
Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
For 3 hours now.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. We offer a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 cash drawing. Stop by with your returnables and enter for a chance to win. Alrighty, this morning we're watching for a little bit of fog that's developing in a few areas this morning. Looks like parts of Washington County dealing with a little bit of that this morning, especially up near the Caribou area, seeing some fog as well. So it's hit and miss this morning, so definitely be careful with the fog if you do venture out for work or school today. Meanwhile, though, here's the rain that's developing, especially across the northern parts of the state. They'll be dealing with that throughout the daytime period today. It's a little bit farther down to the south, but I do think most of us will stay on the drier side of things today, as most of this rain should stay rather down toward the south by the Boston area and maybe the southwestern parts of the state as well. Futurecast showing that rain in the northern parts of the state. Notice that other rain stays away from us. A little bit of development possible this afternoon before we start to lose some of the cloud cover coming up later on tonight and the parts of tomorrow as well. As for the winds, not too bad, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour or so, although very light and variable, so not too much of a wind expected today, tonight, or even for tomorrow either. So for today, here we go, lower 70s most of the county with a few thunderstorms across our northern counties with a light and variable wind. Coming up for tonight, here we go, partly cloudy, lows in the lower 50s, areas of dense fog with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a mostly cloudy sky, maybe a few showers or storms, especially across our northern counties. Temperatures in the 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. Well, the Maine Forest and Logging Museum is preparing for its Alewife Day this weekend. The event starts with a Alewife Run 5K at 9 a.m. and a variety of other family-friendly programs throughout the day, including NOAA marine biologists, forest warden guided walks, blacksmithing demonstrations, and of course, smoked alewives. Museum officials say it's a great way to get the whole family to learn more about the alewives and the local environment as a whole.
They're very important for the lobster industry. They're an important source of bait. They're important for the early settlers, for the indigenous folks that were here before the Europeans settled. An extremely important part of the whole ecosystem.
Visit the museum's website at mainforestandloggingmuseum.org for more information. Of course, what we're looking at right now, those were the fish ladders, and that is how the alewives are able to travel to and from streams and lakes and stuff like that. And that was kind of a really big construction project for them in Bradley over at the museum, and that's something they really, rightly so, want to show off because it's it shows progress.
Really is a treasure right there in the woods of Bradley too. So mark that on your calendars.
Yeah, of course I'm biased. I love it there.
Yeah.
Love it.
You can't tell. It's a good thing to love.
It's good.
So,
yeah, it's a good place. All right, still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol has the latest with sports, plus we have a live interview with somebody from Launchpad. They're here to talk about the All Roads Music Festival, which kicks off tomorrow in Belfast.
Don't go away.
An official message from Medicare.
A new law is helping us save more money on prescription drugs. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, our drug premiums are zero, and our out-of-pocket costs are low.
I enrolled and I'm saving money. If you're single and make less than $23,000 a year, or are a married couple making less than $31,000, you may qualify and save. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp.
Did you know some dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What? I just cleaned those.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the moments that make summer, summer. Like driving a RAV4 to wade in a waterfall.
Nice.
Cruising to play mini golf in a Camry. Or taking a Tundra to the beach.
You're not gonna leave me here, are you?
You could get low 4.75% clearance financing for 60 months on a 2024 all-wheel drive Camry, which could save you up to $1,500.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore.
This June, drop what you're doing for the Summer of Stars. Because we're serving up Copa America and the Euros. Scores! Summer of Stars kicks off on Fox.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start at the Garden with the Boston Celtics. The C's facing Cleveland in Game 5 of the conference semis Wednesday. A win puts them in the conference finals for the third straight year. Jason Tatum looking to build off his Game 4 performance as the Cavs' Donovan Mitchell stays out with a calf strain. Second quarter, under 20 to go. Tatum steps back and drills the three right in Darius Garland's grill. He wants a foul, and that gesture there gets him teed up. Whatever. Celtics up 6 at the half. Early fourth quarter. Cavs hanging tough. Marcus Morris grabs the loose ball and drills the corner three to cut the lead to 3. But the Celtics go on a run, up 12 with under a minute to go. Al Horford from Drew Holiday for the straight-on 3. It goes. The Celtics win it 113-98 to advance to the conference finals. All right, now let's stay in the Garden and shift to the Boston Bruins. A big 2-1 win against the Panthers Tuesday night with their backs against the wall. They're heading back to Boston for Game 6, and it was another incredible performance for former Maine hockey goalie Jeremy Swayman. Swayman saw 28 shots on goal and stopped 27 of them. Another great showing in the playoffs for the former Black Bear. Despite a few losses, Swayman seems to be at an even keel at all times. He has the highest save percentage this postseason of all goalies with at least 4 starts at .933. And in his post-game comments, he credited Maine hockey assistant coach Alfie Michaud and the late Red Gendron for his success.
A lot of great mentors, my dad being one of them, Alfie Michaud being one of them, countless coaches, Greg Vanover, Red Gendron, and I just can't thank my mentors enough for showing me the way and replacing that word nervous with excited and just being me and embracing moments, and that's when I find the most enjoyment.
All right, now let's shift to the Diamond. Maine baseball begins a huge 3-game series Thursday against Albany to wrap up the season, and it will be the last time suiting up in Orono for a few decorated Black Bears. Tyler Cruz has more.
We win here, and we're not going to be the guys that didn't win.
This weekend, Maine baseball plays their final home games of 2024 with still a lot on the line.
Every game at this point is playoff baseball, and we're just going one game at a time, obviously. We know the situation.
Win 2, and Maine clinches the final spot in the America East playoffs.
I got faith in the guys. I know we can do it.
But regardless of the result, several Black Bears will suit up for the final time at Mahaney Diamond.
Try not to think about it. I probably have a pretty good idea of what the future's looking like, but as of right now, it's still May. I'm still wearing, a Maine uniform, so just worrying about the playoffs and this weekend coming up.
I really try not to think about it much, just because when you think about the end, you kind of take away from what's in front of you. And being here every day, I've wanted to be present in the moment.
Connor Goodman has spent 5 years in Orono, and his impact has been felt on the field, but maybe even more so off of it.
He brought something here that is really, we were missing. Off the field, excellence with on the field excellence, and we have it, and we have a lot of guys doing it, and he's shown what it's like to be a real Black Bear. I was just a kid from Miami who didn't know if I even had a career in college baseball, and Coach Durba took a chance on me, and it's been the greatest honor to be here.
And then there's Jeremiah Jenkins. While undecided right now, signs point to him hearing his name called in this year's MLB draft.
Knowing this is probably my last year here, I just got to take everything, in stride. I'm happy to be here. It's exciting. And if it is, so quote, my last year here, I want to go out with a win,
Well deserved, too. Jenkins making history this season as the only player in America East history with back-to-back 20 home run years.
Well, aside from him being the best player that the America East has seen possibly in ever, right? I mean, I don't know if it's a crazy statement to say. He's just a really good person. For me, that's the mark of really what we're about.
But while the end may be near, these guys have a full plate in front of them, and they're focused on only one thing.
I never want to say it's over, so hopefully we keep going and we keep winning, and we'll see you in the tournament, see you in a regional super, whatever's next.
From Orono, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7 Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you very much, Tyler. Now to some football news. We're a few months away from kickoff, but on Wednesday night, the NFL revealing its 2024 schedule, and here are the 17 games the Patriots will play. They open the season against the Bengals September 8th, home opener next against the Seahawks. Next, the Jets on Thursday Night Football, then the defending NFC champs San Francisco, followed by the Dolphins at home. Week 7, they head to London for a 9:30 a.m. matchup against the Jaguars, home game against the Jets the following Sunday. Week 12, their road game against Miami, and then to wrap up the season at the Bills, and then 2 home games against the Chargers and the Bills again. And now finally to the baseball diamond. Again, big matchup in Newport Wednesday with Belfast visiting Nokomis. Both squads fighting for the final playoff spots in B North here. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning. Warriors up 2-0. Nokomis' Owen Buck skies one to center. Ethan Abbott there for the out. Seth Bowden tagging, and Abbott's throw to Tucker Martin is in time to prevent the run and end the inning. Bottom 3, same score. Owen Menard, a fly ball into right center. That's going to get down. Coming all the way from first is Jacob Newmeyer to score, and it's 3-0 Warriors. Top 6, it's 4-0. Belfast's Ethan Vieux, a base hit into left field. It gets past Owen's sides. Luke Littlefield scores to put the Lions on the board 4-1. They stage a late comeback here and end up winning it 8-6. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Protect your vehicle from rusting away with Bell's Automotive Protection. We are the leader in mobile undercoating and rust-proofing in Maine. We'll travel right to your driveway using the best and safest products on the market. This is much safer than rubberized coatings that can cause damage later on. We spray all types of vehicles, including commercial fleets. We all know vehicles aren't cheap anymore. Don't let the harsh winter chemicals eat them away. Call us or visit our page for a free quote. 207-659-3805.
Sometimes your work shirt needs to be for more than just work. Like when it needs to be a big, soft shoulder to cry on. Which is why Downy does more to make clothes softer, fresher, and better. Downy, breathe life into your laundry.
Are you experiencing foot pain? Comfort Shoes & More has a team of experts trained in pet orthics to help you find relief. They offer tailored fittings, shoe modifications, customized orthotics, and much more for the ordinary or for the hard-to-fit foot, with fashionable and functional footwear from today's top brands: Hoka, Brooks, Keen, Teva, Taos, Ufus, and Birkenstocks. From running to walking, casual or dress, they have it all. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
The furniture revolution continues at Dorsey's, and today it's all about sectional sofas. Big sectionals, little sectionals, reclining sectionals, sectionals with hide beds, chaise lounges, even cuddlers. Heck, we even have sectionals with dog beds. When qualified buyers combine our great sectionals with 24-month 0% financing, they're easy to own too. The sectional revolution is in full bloom at Dorsey's, so what are you waiting for?
Be comfortable, my friends.
Pictionary. Play along from home.
Paddle of nunchucks.
With a chance to win.
This is unfair. No one knew that Colton was prolific in nunchucks.
5 days a week.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Josh Gass. He's with Launchpad, and we're here to talk about the 7th annual All Roads Music Festival, set to start tomorrow, and it goes into Saturday. Josh, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. So, yeah, this is the 7th annual All Roads Music Festival. What are you excited about this year?
Well, I'm always excited about the diversity. For people that might not be familiar, we have over 40 different artists that will be performing in Belfast on Friday and Saturday.
Wow, yeah.
So I think it's always interesting to me to see these performers come together. They're mostly from Maine. They're from all over the state. And so just be able to see that sort of diversity of performance, all sorts of different genres, everything from rock and folk to hip hop and soul and some jazz and blues and everything in between, basically.
Wow. So a broad appeal. All sorts of folks will be interested in this.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what can attendees expect? Is it mainly just the music? What's the lineup like?
Yeah, so we put on the performances at several different venues across downtown Belfast, so people can walk around to different venues after they purchase a pass for the day.
Nice.
They can also purchase admission to just one of the individual showcases that are going on if they're just looking to check out a particular artist or group of artists. There are some food vendors and other vendors that usually do participate, but it's just a great day, especially when the weather is nice, for people to walk around in Belfast and hear some good music. The performances are mainly centered around Friday evening and then all day Saturday.
Nice. Do you have any favorites in particular that stand out to you as far as musicians go?
People may be familiar with the Mallet Brothers band, Weekend Friends out of Portland, Kenya Hall, some other artists that have been around a little bit longer.
Yep.
But usually each year we invite artists that are currently working in the state that have kind of over the past year or so kind of come out and shown that they are artists of note of that particular year. Over the last, 7 festivals, we've had hundreds of different Maine artists, come and perform. Some of them come back for more than 1 year, others will come, 1 year and then we won't have them the next. But basically, it's just a very diverse lineup. A lot of them are also sometimes emerging artists that, haven't had as much exposure. But the talent pool in Maine is quite deep. And so I think people would be pleasantly surprised to see the caliber of music artists that will be performing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's so fantastic that there's a mix of kind of established folks and rising stars too. That's really, it provides diversity, and there's, like I was saying, a little something for everybody. And it really helps folks get their start too on the other end of the spectrum. But cool. So price, can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you can buy a Saturday pass, I think, for $40. Okay. The individual showcases, I think, are $15.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not super, expensive, but basically, you can buy them online in advance, or you can, if as space allows, we continue to sell passes day of.
Right.
And so it's if you come for the whole day, it might be impossible to see everything as there's music going on kind of all the time.
Oh, I see.
But there is kind of a choose your own adventure across all the different venues that we have going on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, there is something for everyone. All right. And it looks like we're about out of time. Maybe last question. Parking. I hate to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
But What's the deal with that?
No, that's a great question. In Belfast, there tends to be a lot of street parking. There are city lots as well. If people come in for the day, if you haven't spent time in Belfast like recently, it's a beautiful city. It is a city that has absolutely embraced the cultural arts, and so we find it as it's just a great home. There's certainly a lot of restaurants and shops people can walk around to as well. So usually on festival day, you'll see a lot of people in All Roads t-shirts and badges and whatnot walking around. But there should be plenty of parking and lots of opportunity to kind of explore and see the city.
Fair. All right, good answers. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Today, Josh.
Thank you so much.
Of course. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. We offer a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 cash drawing. Stop by with your returnables and enter for a chance to win. Alrighty, here we go. Wayfind's very quiet out there this morning at around 1 to 2 feet according to the buoys. No advisories in effect along the coastline or on land for that matter either. Just seeing a little bit of dense fog developing near the Caribou area, possibly in Washington County again this morning. Very hit and miss with regards to the fog, so if you encountered some this morning, just make sure your low beam lights or your fog lights are turned on so people can see you. Otherwise, though, we have rain across the northern parts of the state this morning. No lightning with this. Lightning tracker is on, but we are seeing just a few rain showers this morning. Otherwise, near Bangor, it's looking rather dry. We will be staying dry today along and south of Bangor with most of the rain and even a few rumbles of thunder across the northern parts of the state. What's developing right about in here right now, not too far away from Boston or New York, will stay to the south, and if anything, start to fizzle out as the day progresses on. So Futurecast moving forward, showing a little bit of rain across the northern parts of the state today with a little bit more development taking place during the afternoon period. Coming up later on tonight, we will be under a partly cloudy sky, maybe areas of dense fog on the way as we head towards Friday morning. Then a small chance for a shower to develop during the afternoon period, especially across our northern counties yet again. The ones we head towards Friday night, that tapers off. Possibly some clouds or fog on the way again as we head towards early Saturday morning. I'm going to run this over the next few days, though, showing the potential for precipitation basically between now and Sunday evening. So not a whole lot of rain on the way, maybe up to 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain overall. And it looks to be about it there. Maybe a little bit of wind on the way in a few spots today, maybe a quick gust up to 10 to 15 miles per hour today, but otherwise the winds do not look to be a big deal at all today, tonight, or for tomorrow either, looking rather quiet at best. Maybe a quick gust up to 15 to 20 miles per hour late, and that looks to be about it for your Friday. Average high temperature is 66 degrees, lower 70s today, middle 70s for your Friday. We're back in the lower 70s Saturday and a Sunday, middle 70s Monday, and upper 70s. That'll feel warm Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. For today, here we go. A few thunderstorms across our northern counties, otherwise mostly cloudy with highs in the lower 70s with a light and variable wind. Coming up for tonight, partly cloudy, areas of dense fog, lows in the lower 50s with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a few rain showers, highs in the mid 70s with a southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. All right, let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. Mostly cloudy on Saturday with highs in the low 70s. Mostly cloudy again for your Sunday with highs also in the low 70s. Partly cloudy Monday with highs in the mid 70s.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously.
Get 2 sausage McMuffin with egg or bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits for $4.50.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
With Cascade Platinum Plus, I have upped my dish game.
Oh, see, in that dishwasher.
Watch me.
Platinum Plus gives you the highest standard of clean, even in your machine.
Clean enough for you?
Yeah.
Scrape, load, done. Cascade Platinum Plus.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
There are plenty of good reasons to have a dock at your camper lakefront home, and to choose a ShoreMaster premium dock system or floating poly dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Lightweight and durable, ShoreMaster high-grade aluminum docks are easy to install and maintain, and poly docks are perfect for dealing with deep or fluctuating water levels. Both offer a wide range of available configurations. There's a ShoreMaster or poly dock system that's right for you, and you'll find it at Hammond Lumber Company.
Watch and win.
One word left.
Shopping.
Shopping cart.
Boom. Every weekday. Did you see it, Amanda?
I'm impressed every time.
25 words or less.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
If you have to ask why it's important to start your day early, here's your answer.
Kick your morning routine into high gear with any sized iced coffee for just $1.99.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All right, we've had a couple of packed shows, and it looks like we're out of time.
Yeah, we thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and we hope you have a wonderful day.